What's up, what's up? It's Saucy Rossi, and today I'm making pulled pork using all local ingredients I picked up this weekend at different farmers markets from Halifax. This is a really exciting cook for me. I'm using pasture-raised pork from McDougall Meadows. It's a Boston butt roast, and this looks absolutely perfect. I'm really excited to dive into this. Now, when you're cooking pulled pork, the ingredients and the process you choose can make all the difference. That's why starting with pasture-raised pork isn't just a preference, it's a game changer. These animals are raised in conditions that are more natural and humane, meaning they have access to fresh air, sunlight, and forage. Unlike industrial farmed pigs, which are often confined to cramped spaces, pasture-raised pigs are often free to roam. This is not only makes for better quality of life for the animal, but also leads to healthier, more flavorful meat. So why is the flavor different? Well, it comes down to the pig's diet and lifestyle. Pigs raised on a pasture eat a varied diet that can include grass, roots, acorns, and bugs, alongside their feed. This natural diet leads to a deeper, more complex flavor profile. Plus, the muscles develop more naturally, leading to pork that is firmer and more succulent. You'll notice a richer taste that has depth and a certain sweetness, something you won't find in pork from confined grade-fed animals. The fat also tends to be more flavorful and better distributed, which is crucial when we're talking about pulled pork. Now let's dive into this beautiful cut of meat, the Boston butt. Don't let the name confuse you. The Boston butt is actually from the upper part of the pig's shoulder. It's a thick, meaty cut that has a perfect balance of muscle and fat. When it comes to pulled pork, you want something that can handle long, slow cooks, and the Boston butt delivers every time. It's loaded with connective tissue and marbled fat that slowly renders down over hours of low and slow smoking, basting the meat from the inside. This process makes the meat tender, juicy, and packed with flavor. One of the great things about the Boston butt is its versatility. It absorbs whatever flavor you throw at it, from dry rubs to marinades to smoke. Whether you're using hickory, applewood, or cherry, this cut of meat will soak it all in, enhancing its already rich flavor. And because of the high fat content, it's nearly impossible to overcook, meaning you get that perfect fall apart texture every time. When you go with pasture-raised pork and the Boston butt, you're setting yourself up for success with pulled pork. You're not only just creating it, you're creating an experience. It's about respect for the animal, the craftsmanship in selecting the right cut, and the patience it takes to cook it low and slow. And the result, it's always a juicy, flavorful, and truly unforgettable pulled pork. So anyway, back to kind of my video here. So I patted the piece of pork dry. I added the dry rub of choice to it. You can use basically any dry rub you want. I used a combination of Cuso's hot honey and Cuso's gravel dry rubs. And then I got my offset smoker up to about 250 degrees. Now, it's important that you have your offset smoker running for just a little bit of time before you throw the Boston butt on there. But, you can run it anywhere between 225 and 275. But you remember, you want to go low and slow with this one. And you'll notice I also put a blocking log onto the offset smoker. That's to avoid direct heat hitting the piece of pork. Just one side of the pork will be facing the firebox, and we want to make sure it doesn't burn or get cooked more than the other side. So the blocking log really takes the brunt of that heat. And as well, while you're cooking all this, you want to make sure you're spritzing the Boston butt with apple cider vinegar or apple juice or orange juice. There's a number of different things you can use to kind of keep things moist. I use apple cider vinegar, but there's a number of different things. So we're coming up on like 5 hours into this cook here, and I went into my garden and I got some fresh thyme and rosemary. And then I also took these fresh vegetables I got from, I believe, Noggins, which is another farm local here in Nova Scotia. I'm putting in some garlic. We got jalapeno going in and red onion as well. This is all going to go into this pan, and we're going to put some butter in there as well. And after about the 5 hour mark of smoking, we're going to move that Boston butt into the pan with butter and barbecue sauce. We're going to wrap it in tin foil, and then we're going to let that finish off on the offset smoker for probably another 3 hours, which means we're going to have a total cook time here of about 8 hours, which means patience is going to be needed. Patience is the key to great pulled pork, especially when you're using an offset smoker. Unlike grilling and fast cooking methods, smoking takes time. Low and slow is the name of the game. That's because the magic happens over hours as the heat and the smoke gradually breaks down that fat and connective tissue, turning a cut like the Boston butt into tender, juicy perfection. Rushing it can dry out the meat and prevent it from fully absorbing those deep, smoky flavors. When you're patient, the result is worth every second. Pulled pork that's packed with flavor and falls apart to the touch, and that's what we're looking for here. Now, again, I'm chopping up all these veggies, putting them into this tray, and we're going to use those here in just a moment to add to the flavor profile of this Boston butt. And here it is after about 5 hours or so. I think we're at about the 5 hour mark at this point, and it's looking fantastic. At this point, I'm ready to pull it off and throw it into this tray. So as you can see here, in the bottom of our tray, we've got our onion, garlic, jalapeno, and we've added in some knobs of butter as well. Actually, they're not knobs, they're more sticks of butter. I cut up a block of butter into small little sticks. You'll see I add 2 more right on top here as well. Yeah, we get a little bit overboard here with some of these recipes, but don't judge. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead, throw these 2 knobs of butter up there on the top, and then let's go ahead and just add a lot of whatever barbecue sauce you want. I'm using a Braising Chipotle barbecue sauce here. This is going to be absolutely delicious. Now once that Boston butt's good and covered with your sauce, your butter, your veggies, all that, we're going to go ahead and put that tinfoil wrap back on top here, and then toss this back onto the offset smoker. And we're going to let this sit on here for probably about, another 3 hours or so. Basically, you want to get the Boston butt up to being probe tender. I think that's about 204 is the temperature internal you're looking for there. Yeah, about 203, 204. That's where you want it to get to. And oh boy, at that point, does it ever just fall apart. Now with all those vegetables, the sauce, and the butter in the tray on the offset smoker, you want to make sure that you keep it running consistently at about 275 at this point, maybe even close to 300 is fine. What's really important here is we let everything inside of the tray really braise together. It's really going to help finish off the pulled pork here and add to the flavor profile. And one of the best parts of having all these ingredients in here is when you finally go ahead and shred everything up, and make sure you pull off the butcher's twine, because you definitely don't want that in your meat. It's really all this extra sauce and butter and vegetables is really going to add to our flavor profile. And I love pulled pork. It's such a versatile meal that you can make and enjoy with your friends and family. You can use it on nachos, tacos, sandwiches, pizza, quesadillas, sliders, mac and cheese, poutine, breakfast burritos. You can stuff potatoes with it. You can even make salad with it. Like, there's so many different use cases for pulled pork. So just having this ready and in the fridge throughout the week really makes things easier when you need to whip up a quick meal. I mean, this pulled pork looks absolutely delicious. And By the way, I whip up recipes all the time, so if you enjoyed this, make sure you like and subscribe and check out the other videos on my channel. I'm constantly cooking. I'm always trying to show people my meals and help people, up their barbecue game. So let me know in the comments below as well. Did you end up making pulled pork, and was this helpful to you? I'd love to know. So remember, 5 quick reasons you should make some pulled pork. Number 1, it feeds a crowd. It's ideal for gatherings, yields a lot of food from just a single cut. Number 2, that cut is affordable. The Boston butt, it's budget friendly, and that is really nice in these times. Number 3, versatile for leftovers. It's great for making additional meals. Like this, check this out. I'm using it for breakfast the next morning. Number 4, rich in flavor. When it's cooked low and slow, it gets all that extra smoky flavor, and it's so just delicious. And number 5, low maintenance. Once prepped and on the smoker, honestly, it just requires minimal hands-on time. It just lets you relax compared to most other cooks on a smoker. Like, you can just kind of leave it. You just got to make sure you're spritzing it every once in a while. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. I really hope these recipe videos are helping you out. If they are, let me know in the comments below and make sure you're liked and subscribed. Thanks again. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day.